range on a rifle?
I need to double check offhand.
But yeah, pretty far.
Pretty far.
Tunnel vision, I suppose.
Yeah. Tunnel vision can be good for some things and bad for others.
Mm-hmm.
To be as vague as possible.
That's fair.
I'm gonna update your name on there, Siler, because your nickname is your character that you're playing is no longer Deus. At least at the moment.
No, nothing else. As soon as we get in this. Oh yeah. Am I gonna the question? Define like greater good.
You define greater good. That's one of the questions.
Oh. As far as it takes for his greater good. And he's kind of shown that before with his other mission.
So kind of, does that mean he's going with his own... Sorry.
No, and that one is, there's no limit to as far as like willing to go for the purpose to pursue the greater good. Because he essentially did everything he was told. That was for the greater good of the mission. Essentially, in his mind, the greater good is the accomplishment of our task, mission, and/or goal.
Hey, same.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with morals or anything of like the light or morality. None of that shit.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
but if
ditto.
If you get a vague job and like one of the requirements is revealed, like kill everybody in this room, I swear they're all evil, and like there's a whole bunch of like innocent kids in the room.
Now we went over this. Is it part of the job? None of the like evil or good. At that point, just hand me a lightsaber and just.
Yeah, I'm like, if this is coming from who I think it's coming from as a job, all right, kids are dying today. I don't know what else to say.
As far as it takes you, wherever the job takes.
Oh god. Now I gotta see if I can find a picture of dual hooded individuals just giving each other like the nod right before like it pans over to like that Jedi scene. just dual lightsabers igniting.
So if you get a job to take, destroy the world for 2 gold, 3 copper, would you take it and complete the job?
No, because that is horribly underpriced. I'd need serious compensation for that. It's not that we do anything for anybody. This is like specifically coming from the people we'll do anything for, and those are specific people.
Yep.
So you're saying you're money motivated?
No.
The price is right?
There is a certain price, yes, everyone has one. Here's the thing. There are certain people who can bypass that just because saying I need this done and that's all I need.
Fair enough. Well, obviously it's like if like a Cordelia example, she's not going to take a job from Silas Duncan.
No, it's a little different. It's more specific. There are certain people that can order Celia around that if they tell her destroy the world, there's no price. She's just going to do it.
Yeah, I'll put it this way. If we were all in a room and for some reason they came to her like and just gave her a normal greeting but left her a package that said poison everyone here, that's just what's going to happen.
It just simply happens. It just works. All right. Oh, yeah. Should take a note of this or something. I'm just gonna remember it, but noted.
Yeah, no. Yeah, people in our certain characters that we just don't say no to.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be interested to see how things pan out then. All right. Well, I think that works for the warm-up questions. Nobody has any limits, and everybody's gonna die. Everybody else.
Woo!
I'm deep.
Hey, have you guys seen the AI images of the Simpsons in Westeros? They just look
No, that
like the
sounds
sad
terrifying.
background characters that like
Hey.
are just not gonna make it.
have not seen that. That sounds like fun.
Yeah, you can just tell by looking at them. It's either gonna be like off, like just background characters, or on-screen death just to make it look bad.
These characters are disposable. I mean, that is kind of how Game of Thrones treated some of their characters, though. Or at least how you picked up on it after you got used to all the murder. It's weird.
Murder.
Murder. All right. So, you all ready? Y'all ready for this?
Yeah.
All right. So to kind of recap a bit, we last time kind of picked up with right after the guards had arrived after the explosion, and if I recall, you checked in on the condition of the tavern in various orders, but checked in on the condition of the tavern and the rest of the people in it. It seems like, though there are some injuries, everybody's going to make it out all right. Zam has not woken up, I will point out, and that I will just say that is consistent to where we're going to pick up. Zam is still not doing great.
Poor baby.
Though you decided to spend the time before being interviewed in an alleyway with a town guard that Othronis spoke to and had a certain charm that wowed everybody. So he was just Frankie. He's Frankie. And after a while, one of the investigators actually stopped by the alley and kind of, not necessarily, I don't want to say pull, but goaded you all maybe back towards the tavern, so that he could kind of get everybody's testimonies. And kind of, I think, spoke a bit about what had happened. His own theories, and I think notably one of the things that he kind of mentioned is that he will definitely do what he can to look into this and keep the guard aware of the situations that they can do this. But I do think he warned that, unfortunately, due to just how chaotic the city is at the moment, they're not going to be able to put a ton of resources into this project, or this case specifically. And maybe, depending on everybody's inclinations, I don't think we delve too much into this, but may have been open to the idea of, if anybody wished to seek justice, that he personally would be rooting for it, in vaguest of terms. I think shortly after the guards finished up the getting the testimonies, collecting evidence, I think one other thing that you all know is that the bodies at this point have been moved, taken to a morgue, And I think Othronis left to go and start moving his things. Collect some things, drop off some things, and particularly, I believe he's getting his stuff together to move back into the manor. Yes. I think what we're going to do is we're going to pick up in this sort of similar time period with Cordelia and Celia, and kind of see what are you doing, kind of as the dust is metaphorically and a bit literally settling. Are you? Well, I'll leave this up to you.
Celia would probably go back to the tavern. And
Back to the tavern.
yeah, she would probably try to start clean up whatever mess is left as best as she could, though she honestly isn't trying too hard because let the professionals do this, but at least
maybe
keeping herself busy.
Like miming it, so to try and goad others into starting to clean up. But inadvertently actually ending up cleaning at least a little bit.
A little bit. There's one corner of the bar that is polished really well.
I think we did kind of establish it's been picked up enough that it's not like dangerous, like you're not gonna slip and fall on some broken glass, but it's still, not in great condition. Let's see. And Cordelia, how and what are you doing?
I will be helping to just sweep up as much debris as I can.
All right. Are you working in opposite ends of the bar? Are you conversing at this moment?
Not really, just kind of muttering under her breath, thinking out loud, just like, who would have done this? They really ought to cover blah blah blah, and just really aggressive grunt
sweeping.
Aggressive, yeah. Just sweeping.
Oh, I need to tell Cordelia. Celia will very nonchalantly make her way over to Cordelia and just let her know. So, Orthronis decided to move back in.
Just walk away.
And then I'm turning around and walking away.
And Cordelia just let out one heck of a yeehaw, just jumping up and down. Excited.
Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh god, no, my ears.
Teasing. I'm teasing.
Elf ears, man, they're sensitive.
Elf ears.
And she'll go over to where Zam is and just rattle and be like, "You hear that? Othronis is back!"
Poor unconscious body.
Actually, let me roll to see what. I think he may have been taken upstairs at this point.
Poor Zam.
Maybe not the best place to keep him, but let me just roll.
And with that, Cordelia deals more damage.
And let me roll 8d20. Yeah, he takes that much damage. No, I'm kidding. I did roll. Zam is very much still unconscious. Like almost like a little like he's still like when you shake him he like groans like but something does still seem off with him. But I don't know how much that.
Poor darling. And then after that, she'll just get up real close and whisper, "Othronis is moving back in. Is that great, Sam? You have sweet dreams, honey." And she'll just pat his head. Get along back away.
Liff, I think, just kind of like hovering near this as this happens, is just like, maybe take it easy with the little guy, but that's good news. Where is everybody landing at the moment? That's good news, right?
Yeah.
Speaking to Cordelia and Celia.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I didn't know it was there too.
Oh, I mean, I rolled. You guys are still down in the tavern.
Ah,
so.
okay. Celia says nothing, but she is trying really hard to hide a smile. And what's that supposed to mean?
You and Nothronis gotta shine for each other. Sparkles like the shiniest, newest rifle in the store.
Liff puts his hand over his mouth and kind of like turns away.
I think you need to get your eyes checked.
But you think so? But oh, come on! I've watched the two of you. There's something there.
I've watched you.
That's not terrifying.
And when do you watch them, Cordelia? This is
Well, just when they're about.
Cordelia, if you can.
I don't
roll
watch
an
them when they're in the
insight
shower or
check.
nothing. Don't be ridiculous.
Oh, I would hope not.
They've been in the shower together?
I now
Or
need
do you
to
not
get
check?
an extra lock for my restroom.
That isn't,
Wonderful.
I'm pretty sure I already got one for mine.
Yeah, I did. I need to get another one.
I feel like Cordelia has shot locks before.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe not with them specifically, but that is probably something that has happened in the past. I don't know.
I don't know if I've had a chance to do that yet. That's a great idea.
I mean, look, if when he asks, can you make a lockpick check or something, you can just say something along the lines of 20-something to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 16 damage. Who needs lock these tools when you got a gun?
Absolutely.
Oh, I'm not a rogue. Gunslinging and then just bang.
Oh god.
It's like casting knock, but with a chance at it bouncing back at you.
Well, if you do it properly, any extra shot should go through the door. If it's a wooden door, at least.
From my actual knowledge of that, it really depends on the gun and on the lock. Sometimes it'll work, sometimes sometimes it'll make it actually impossible to get off, or a lot harder.
Mm-hmm.
But this is D&D.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think a few minutes go by. Let me roll for something. Oh, okay. Which, funnily enough, just for context, it was within the range that I was planning for this thing to happen, but I feel like this is even more appropriate. On a D100, I rolled snake eyes.
Whee!
2 ones. Sorry. So I think this is kind of a bit past that point. the two of you were chatting, kind of getting some of the trash out, getting some of the debris. You're making some pretty good time because there's. It was mostly the broken glass and kind of like these splinters of woods, and then like some of the ash that kind of filtered through in here. So it's going pretty well. Excuse me. You actually hear somebody kind of coming up to the tavern. Anybody like look over, have any dramatic react? I don't know. Figures kind of walking up to the door, which I think is like peered open at the moment. Celia, I don't know if you would recognize this figure. I don't think you were there at that point in the night. I may be wrong, though. Cordelia, though, I think it only takes a few moments after Celia sees this figure. When you kind of also peer in and see tall, slim, fairly well-dressed, ruffian sort of figure of Silas Duncan and a few of his men.
No frickin' way! Oh, blood immediately boiling. I'm sorry. Is it possible for a body to turn into molten lava?
I mean, in any fantasy set, I mean, maybe
if this was a cartoon, she'd be doing that thermostat thing.
Yeah, her thermostat is rising. There's smoke coming from her ears. Face is just entirely red.
Gun magically appears in her hand.
She actually lets out a shot this time, and it cuts away to like one of those nuclear, like those bombs going off.
But Silas and his cronies are standing right there in the door.
Specifically, there's three of his men are in here at the moment. They're hanging back a bit. He is like just walked through the threshold. You kind of heard the door kind of creak open as he walked through. And he's kind of looking around. I think he looks over. I think probably he sees you, Celia, first, since I think you're in front of him. And he kind of gives you a bit of a nod. You see him kind of look around. He looks over and sees, I think probably Lif and Zam around the same time, and kind of gives a bit of a quizzical, interested look. And then kind of meets eyes with you, Cordelia.
And Cordelia will just stop in her tracks, broom in hand, and she'll glance behind her at the bar where her rifle is. You.
I will note, you do see his once finely kept mustache now has a pretty sizable gash in it across his upper lip, kind of along the left side of his face. It's healed over. I think at this point it's healed over, but the scarring, there's like, he's got most of his mustache, and then like the last bit of it is like separated past the scar, so it's like it's kind of got to continue onward. He's tried grooming it as well as he can, but it is definitely visible, this scar.
Noticing that, Cordelia will, in spite of herself, sort of just cough. How are you liking that new hairstyle there, Silas? You got a lot of nerve showing up here.
I just figured I'd come in and see the place after all this time.
Oh, really?
Lovely
What's-
decorations you got going here. And he kind of like gestures over to the blown out wall.
It was looking rather nice. But I suspect you might have had something to do with this.
Now, please, little lady, you make grand assumptions.
Don't you little lady me, Silas. If you wanted to make a statement, you could come here and say it right to my face. Of course, then you'd have to lower yourself, and you ain't too interested in doing that, thinking yourself all dignified and gentlemanly.
You want a statement? And he does kind of take a few steps forward and kind of leans down.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry to hear about the place. Heard you was doing mighty fine, but this may take a few setbacks, but I'm sure you'll pick yourself up from it.
If you're looking to rob us of our money here, you might as well get lost. We're about drier than a riverbed in the desert.
Celia snorts.
Well, I know that ain't true. With all the booming you've had.
All the
Yeah, maybe
booming,
still getting it.
it's going right back into this place now.
Booming. I just wish to stop by, give you my well wishes, and inquire as to. I know you have your grievances with me, but I wish to inquire as to which you seek to tarnish my good name in the eyes of the law.
Your good name. Your name is only worth to be printed on a wanted poster and used for toilet paper.
My name is clean. I ain't done nothing that the law sees as irreputable.
How could you
But I
even
wonder
say
if
that?
that's in you. Not the law here in this city, at least.
Which is why are you even here, Silas?
Like
Where-
I said, wish you the best. Check up on you and ask how your father's doing.
Cordelia will freeze. Last I heard, he was doing just fine. Unless you have something to do with changing that.
Now, why would I want to do that?
Why wouldn't you want to do that? You're after all of our assets.
Seem you still have much to learn about my motivations.
Well, then why don't you share them? And maybe we can work something out. Really, honestly, I am just sick and tired of worrying about my family, worrying about what's going to become of us, and worrying about what you are intending to do with them, or with anything else. We just want to be left alone, Silas.
You don't gotta worry about your mother and brother with me. I just recommend you keep your eyes open to the real dangers around you. And he kind of leans down again. When you least expect it, you may have trouble surrounding you from all directions.
From who? You? A buddy?
And I think at this moment he kind of stands up and kind of gives a bit of a nod to everybody else in the room. That ain't for me to disclose. But the winds are changing. I'd keep my ears out.
If you keep your ears out too much,
Sorry.
then you might end
Yes.
up with them shot off like your remnants of that pitiful mustache.
Don't try anything like you tried that night again. Next time I may not be so courteous towards the lawman. And he's kind of in the doorway as he says that. So you got a moment before he heads out to kind of say one last thing.
Okay. Sick burn, Heidi. What's it gonna be? Yeah, you, what army? No. Oh, that army. And just outside, there's every cowboy that would ever existed in
Like I
that
said,
movie.
don't know when you might be surrounded. And guns fire from every direction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm kidding.
Then Cordelia is gonna make a mad dash for the counter, grab her rifle, and run back out toward him.
Like you're kind of doing that like as he's leaving, or like
Yes, as he's
after he
leaving.
leaves. Okay,
As he's
so like
leaving.
you're starting this, and like he goes through the door, and like you're running out the door, and like are you pointing your rifle at him?
Well, I'm running out to see if I can try to, like, kind of do that thing where I hit him in the back of the knees, get him down.
Oh god, can I go after her to try and stop her?
Oh,
Absolutely.
Look, let her assault him. What's the worst that could happen?
Listen, that means that I now have to run this tavern. I'm not down for that kind of responsibility.
It's not like there are investigators outside who are just going to see her attacking the dude.
Yeah.
It's not like yeah. Impulse control is not within Cordelia's vocabulary. Go ahead and roll an
Wheelhouse for this specific person.
Athletics check. Ooh, baby, that's a 19 plus 2, 21.
All right, so
Like
I think with that,
hedgehog.
you are able to kind of like quickly like run behind the counter, like leap over the counter, which, especially considering that you are a halfling, is quite impressive. Like just full on like I think you do like the side hop where like you put your arm kind of vaulting over.
Yeah.
And you just kind of run out the door before the door even like finishes closing. And kind of explain, Silas is on like the other end of this porch that you've got. So you could just kind of like kneecapping him.
Not kneecapping him, but hitting him in the back of the knees so that maybe he falls forward and she can like stand kind of on his back kind of thing.
I'm gonna rule this as a shove, so go ahead and roll another athletics check, and he will also roll athletics.
Okay.
So this is almost like a midway grapple.
Oh, that's
It's a
a 5. Shoot.
He rolled better than a 5. So I think you do still like whack him in the knee, but I think he like he kind of like stumbles just a bit, but like he catches himself on the next step, so he does not fall. I think with that you see the like 3 other kind of men that are with him just kind of like pull out like these hidden like I think what you see is you see them reach into like their coats. You don't know exactly what they have on them, but you see them reach in and they're kind of like preparing, and like Silas like holds his hand, and he kind of laughs and chuckles for a moment. It's like, you don't know when to quit, do you?
Never gonna quit.
And I suppose you don't know the difference between a social call and an intimidation when you see one.
Not when it comes from you.
Their eyes everywhere, little miss. And you do see like a. Are you pointing the rifle at him, or are you just kind of holding it at the moment?
Uh, uh yeah, kind of pointing it at him.
You do see like there are kind of like a small, because it's still pretty quick, like a small crowd is kind of forming, like watching what is going on. It's like a couple of people stopping. It's like, oh my, what is she doing?
Mm-hmm.
Kind of a bit of a murmur as he kind of just gives you like this stare, kind of. Let me see. Kind of a stare, trying to like kind of like test like, are you gonna? You could do it. You could just shoot him here in cold
Mm-hmm.
blood, but there will be consequences if you do so, and he knows it.
Mm-hmm.
So he's waiting to see. These other three, they do have their hands are still kind of at the ready.
Can I Misty step in front of Cordelia?
By all means. Cordelia, Celia, just kind of like in this plume of smoke, kind of appears between you and Silas. What do you do, Celia?
Staring down Cordelia. Inside. Now.
No. She'll just kind of look around Celia. Silas, all I want is my family back. Now, I will put this down right now, and I will leave this all behind. I just want to know if they're all right.
Like I said, I ain't keeping them.
And who is?
Why do you think they're being kept? He kind of like whispers as he leans in.
Keep to lure me out? Is your plan to still go through with that wedding, even though I ran from you?
He kind of
Or did
makes
you
like
find a new legal loophole?
he kind of like is like kind of like shaking his head a bit, like I'm kind of making like a. I don't know if you can hear that, but like a
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
kind of like smacking,
Tisk tisk.
not smacking, tisk tisk.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I got bigger fish to fry nowadays. Yeah. But by all means, see what happens.
Cordelia put the gun down.
Not yet. Please, Silas. If there is truly any gentlemanly decency in you, give me a clue.
A clue.
Let me have my family back.
I think with that, Silas kind of considers for a moment. And then he kind of reaches into his coat. Do you have any reaction to what he's doing?
She's not doing anything drastic in this moment. She's just holding her breath and watching what he does.
Yeah. Kind of rummages for just a moment and kind of pulls out a wider sheet of paper than like it looks similar to the paper birds that you've seen before, but it seems like a bit larger, and the rune kind of in the corner seems a bit more complex.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a single sheet of paper. And he kind of like offers it to you. He says, "Write them yourself."
Really? She'll snatch that paper up. This will get to them?
Well, you don't trust anything I say, but give it a shot.
I will.
Harm in trying.
But why would you do this for me?
Like we both got bigger fish to fry. This don't mean we're square. But it means get off my good name. And I think with that, he's gonna start kind of slowly walking away.
And Cordelia will watch him go. Now, what do I have to do in order to tail him and be sneaky about it?
Hate to see him go, but love to watch him leave. Are you attempting to tail him?
I would like to try to tail him, but I want to actually be sneaky at this, so
I guess.
Yeah.
Celia,
How long
are
until she actually multi-classes into rogue by accident?
hey, I mean, with a gunslinger, that it really kind of melts in together, I would think.
you...
I got a homebrew gunslinger
Going for it?
rogue class for you.
Celia, are you doing anything to kind of? Are you like, okay, she's not pointing the gun at him anymore, I don't care, or
Has
are
the
you
crowd
like trying to
started
get
to
some answers?
disperse?
I think it's like a split. Like we're pretty shortly after, but I think if Cordelia is not pointing her rifle at Silas anymore,
No, she's not.
Yeah.
She's got a
and I
slung
think
across her back.
like this kind of, it was like a dozen-ish people, but I don't think anybody you recognize, at least all that well, but it is starting to disperse now.
Okay. She's gonna let out a sigh, flick Cordelia on the forehead, and then start walking back in because she kind of assumes that she's gonna follow after him.
Yep, and you'd
She
be
just-
right. Bet you guessed it. Oh,
It's like
who's
I
right?
know her.
Does it like does the revelation occur to Celia that there's a possibility that her, the store's manager is just gonna shoot and kill somebody somewhere else?
Yeah, as long as it's not in front of the tavern.
You know what,
Don't
that's
want
fair.
any more bad PR.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So the party properly split. Cordelia, you're tailing after Silas and a few of his men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wanted to grab my hat from the hook, throw off the apron, and just try to be cool.
Be cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I was half expecting her to get bagged like Lucy.
That was
I mean-
Arthronis' job. He wasn't here.
Yeah. Celia.
That's fair.
Listen, I don't know if she's weak per se, but she
no,
don't
I'm
got
weak.
the arms for that.
I'm hella weak.
Strength.
All you had to do was just bag her. That's it.
I think you're going in kind of quickly and then kind of trying to follow after where they went.
Yep.
Roll a perception check to just kind of follow after them.
Perception.
Let's see if you can-
Hey,
Catch up with them.
17 plus 0.
All right. So yeah, you were able to. I was gonna say proverbially pick up their scent,
Mhm.
but they do smell a bit like whiskey, so that does help.
Smell like whiskey and turpentine deodorant.
So now you're going to roll a stealth check. Is there any particular thing that you're doing to kind of keep out of sight? Or you just
She's
kinda,
just
tailing
trying
them
to.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she's trying to tail them at a distance. but also if there's like somebody that she can walk directly behind, like a draft or something, which being as short as she is, shouldn't be too hard. And she's trying to just, peek between their arm and, follow them.
See what they
Trying to really
find.
keep her distance quite well.
Yeah. All right. So
All
go ahead and roll that that stealth, and I will roll to see if they pick up on you.
Okay, 13 plus 4, that is a 17.
17. Man.
Actually rolling good, boys.
It's pretty good. Let me check on something. Okay, why is this not loading? Oh, it's just loading really slow. There we go. Let's see. Okay. So with that, I think that takes you a good distance. You kind of follow the four of them, kind of out the north end of the alley, and you see them kind of follow the road up a ways, and then they kind of make a left. You're kind of following along. After a little bit, you kind of see like one of the men that he's with just start kind of like chatting, and you see like a little bit of a banter kind of start to form. One of them says something that Silas like smacks him upside the head for. You're not entirely certain what. So.
Oh, dang it. Wish I could have heard what it was.
Yeah, unfortunately, at a distance. If you want to try and get closer, you can.
Yeah, a smidge.
All right. Make another stealth and perception check.
Stealth and perception? Okay.
Yeah.
This die to go. Okay.
So do the stealth and then the stealth first.
Okay. Stealth was... stealth was 16. Then
all right.
Perception was 19.
Okay. Okay, I think with that and what I got, I think you kind of, like when you see the like smacking, I think they kind of like stop off the side of one of the street, and you like run up, and I think you kind of, there's like a crate that somebody's got. They're kind of unloading something from into a shop that's nearby. And you kind of like run up and kind of like hide behind that, and you kind of hear Silas say to this kind of guy, "Don't you think I know that was the plan? Obviously things change. We got new goals now. I don't need her anymore."
Don't need me. Oh! I'm offended now. Don't
You think
need me to be your adversary?
I assume this is all in her head. She's not about to just walk up to this man and tell you, "You are going to be my enemy. We are rivals." No, not rivals. Enemies.
Enemies for life. Why am I imagining that?
You don't just leave your nemesis.
Yeah. No, he kind of continues. I know that was the plan. I don't need her anymore. It's not like, and he kind of continues, it's not like I wanted to be with her. It's just what was necessary for the plan. It's always the plan to have some kind of accident, but like I said, we got bigger fish to fry now.
Oh, who's this big
Gonna
fish?
do it.
It's gonna be the fattest catfish in the world if it ain't him.
I think with that he kind of perks up a little bit, and I think you kind of wait with bated breath.
Mhm.
Like he may have like he feels like something's off. You're not entirely certain what spurred this on, but he's just kind of like looking around.
I'm staying ducked behind that crate.
Yeah. And kind of after a moment, he kind of he's like after he smacked him upside the head, he like grabbed that one ruffian's kind of like collar. I know he's kind of like pushing him back a little and says, "Enough of that. Don't be talking about this out in the open. Come on." And he kind of heads down the alley he was kind of standing in front of now. They seem a bit more on edge now than they were before.
Okay.
You note, I think, that they kind of made a way up north and then to the east, or no, to the west. I think with that, you do kind of note that they're somewhere on the north end of the North Ward. Do you continue to follow them at this point?
Yeah, might as well.
All right.
Tiptoe along.
Sorry for all the rolls, but just roll one last stealth check.
One last stealth. Okay. 14. These are gradually going down by 2.
Consecutively getting lower. Not Silas this time, but like you kind of make it a good ways down the road, and like you actually see they kind of loop into like the back way of like this kind of like block in the city, and you see them actually kind of go in through this gate to like this what seems to be like a decently nice house. One of the Silas heads in, and all the rest head in, except for actually that one that he kind of smacked upside the head, who kind of like peers out and back and kind of waits for a moment. I think you're kind of around the hut. Like, I assume you hide?
Yes.
I'll give you kind of the open-ended question answer on this one. What are you hiding behind, or what are you hiding in, or kind of how are you hiding in this scenario? And I'll kind of ask stuff back.
Are there any like garbage bins or other crates, or do I just have the corner of a wall? Is this pretty open? What do I have to hide around?
I will say, if you're hiding behind, like, I think, like, yeah, there's like these these bins around the city, these receptacles that kind of like store the trash and that get kind of picked over semi-recently. I think there's this kind of overly full one that's actually right next to near this building, like really full. Like you've been living in Waterdeep for a bit now, and you have like you like have a tavern, and it's close to this full with like a whole tavern coming through, and this is like it's like a little beating it out a bit, you think. And so you're able to hide behind this pretty succinctly, but this guy, I think you're able to kind of like peer kind of through the back of this thing, and he's kind of like peering around. It's like, somebody out there? Somebody Somebody has something they want to say?
Silence.
You see this guy kind of reach into his coat, and he pulls out kind of this knife that he kind of it's like a butterfly knife, like a little bit larger than like what we would have for like a butterfly knife. It's decently large, and like kind of unfolds out into like a what you might say even like a short sword.
Mm-hmm.
And
Sharp,
pointy thing that could be dangerous.
Yay!
Let me roll to see if he smacks himself. He does not smack himself, but it's close.
Darn.
It's like, and he kind of looks around. It's like, I know you're out there. And he's kind of taking a few steps forward. Do you stay hidden? He's still a little bit away, but he's moving forward.
I'm gonna kind of as he tries to move around it, I'm gonna try to move opposite to him. Pressing up against this garbage heap if I need to in order to stay out of sight, but definitely walking on my tiptoes, not letting my heels touch the ground or make any noise if I can help it.
This thing is pretty close to the wall. You can try and squeeze through if you would like. Is that what you're trying to do?
Yeah, I guess so. Kind of. Yeah.
Let me see what this. I think I'm gonna have this just be roll stealth, and that's gonna be. There's no squeezing check, but I think that's the standard we're gonna use here.
Okay. That's a 23.
23. All right.
The dice gods are smiling upon me tonight.
Yeah, you see with the 23, he kind of creeps around, and you're able to kind of this thing is just far enough away that you're able to kind of wedge yourself in there. You're not able to move all the way through, so you've kind of you've hidden yourself, but it's kind of a Hail Mary, and he kind of makes his way out, and you can kind of see him, and it's this tense moment, and and after a moment of this tensity, you hear a kind of the gate opening again, and another one of these guys. Actually, I don't think you've heard this guy's voice before. No, I don't know if you heard all of them before, but you hear him say, "Kenny, get over here! Quit wasting time!" And Kenny kind of groans a bit and kind of folds this blade back up and kind of makes his way back into this sort of manner.
Okay. Breathe.
Yeah.
That was close.
It was close. But you were able to kind of unwedge yourself if you wish.
Cool. Is this an actual kept manor, or does it look like a decrepit one?
Roll an investigation check.
Okay. Investigation. 14 minus 1, 13.
13. Our thing. All right. I think with that, you're able to kind of pick up that this is in the nice part of town. It looks like it's kind of grown over. So it's not the best taken care of, but it does seem like it is still in pretty good condition.
Yeah.
You're not entirely certain whose this is or what this is, or is this theirs? You don't know. but yeah, no, it's overgrown, but it's still in pretty good condition overall.
Okay. So, does the gate have a lock on it?
You kind of peer around the corner. This outer gate, it doesn't seem to have. It has a lock, but it's more like a latch from the inside.
Mm-hmm.
But you do see, kind of peering around quickly, you do see a couple of guards like kind of positioned right in front of the main door, so they would be able to like see you if you just walked in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I imagine there's a fence then, if there's a gate.
Yeah, no, there's a fence as well, and decently high one.
Okay. Are the bars narrow or far enough apart to where I could wedge myself through there?
No.
Poop. Is there a gutter nearby that I can, on one of the nearby buildings that I could climb, hang out on the roof and watch
Kind of observe from
the
above.
windows? Yeah.
Let me actually roll for it. I think it's a no. I think it's some of the less nice parts of the city. The like the gutters, the drainage is kind of exterior, and like you could climb up that a bit more easily. But I think in the nicer parts of town, it's actually like built in. Like they've got like stone gutters that are kind of like built into the wall, so it kind of like drains down directly into the sewer system.
Right. Okay.
If you're looking for a way to climb up,
Mm-hmm.
I think, like, at least with what you're immediately seeing, you see that you see that like this garbage bin. You think if you move that, you might be able to climb up, but that might also create noise. Though you could also look around. I think I'm going to let you kind of sit on this for a minute, and I'm going to catch up with Rob.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Also, just, I know this has probably occurred to you, and, you're doing it for Cordelia, but that might not be a good time to try and tackle that sort of thing alone.
Yeah.
I know, though, Silas is a trigger for Cordelia.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we'll
Just
figure this out.
So, Othranus, you... I think... Did you want to pick up at your old place? Because I don't remember if we've established it, but you probably have bounced between a handful of places in the time that you have been away.
His traveling, all he has with him is like a satchel of stuff and a bottle.
Yeah. So you're able to pack up pretty quickly and succinctly. Like, you don't have furniture, because I think, you've been staying in like taverns and other people's places, kind of like in spare rooms and in like safe houses and whatnot. So yeah, you're able to pack up your things pretty quickly.
Yeah, pretty much.
Is there anything that you would like to do before you leave this place, or before you make your way back to Trollskull Manor?
Just letting people that need to know my recent change in address, because I do this enough where I just, let people know and they just let the word spread.
Yeah. Word spread in the right circles. So yeah, you are able to check in with...
I also reported about the explosion of the members.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll let them in on the few details like that and the whole thing.
Yeah. All right. So you are able to do that, and sorry, I blow my nose or need to sneeze, but my body does not wish to sneeze.
It's the weirdest and worst thing. Like it feels like you're about to sneeze, then you just don't. But you went through everything to start. It's like nothing.
At least you gotta sneeze. Just like do it. Just do it. Don't make me live
Then
through
like
the
2
need to
seconds
sneeze.
later, bam.
Achoo. This is a long 2 seconds. But yes, you are able to kind of make your way back. Check in on anybody, or are you just heading straight there? Yeah. Well, you already checked in with your employers and whatnot, so the question's still open, but it sounds like it's Tyler.
Double checking if there's any NPCs I would have gone to check in with.
I'm gonna assume, at least for the time being, that is a no.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you are able to kind of quickly make your way back over. I'm gonna say it's about like 2 p.m. That you're making your way back. Celia, like the whole circumstance with I don't even know if Cordelia explained it to you before she left.
Nope.
I think she had spoken about Silas, and I guess that's up to you whether you connect those dots.
I think it would be
you were there.
fairly obvious to connect the dots because Cordelia hasn't been discreet about Silence, and she mentioned his name multiple times in the conversation with him.
Yeah, actually, that's a good point. She's probably brought him up a number of times since.
Yeah.
I am
between the
definitely going to pitch something to the gang when I get there, though I have no idea that one of them is missing.
Yep.
Because if we need like coin to get the bar up and running, we do know a moneylender and like a few people, movers and shakers of the town.
No, a handful of money. Yeah. I mean, a handful, people that can potentially help. So, Celia, I think you hear once again, are you continuing or cleaning, or are you just, like, doing your thing at this point? It's like, she left.
Yeah, she left. Bar will get fixed eventually. I'm going to head up to my room, take a bath, a much-needed bath, and change my shredded outfit.
Yeah. I'm gonna say I'll give you the option, actually, for simplicity's sake. Do you think that Othronus will be arriving before you take that bath, or after, or like during your bath? And like he's just gonna like set up and like nobody's even there?
She would probably be coming in at the tail end of her bath.
Okay. So, Othronus, you kind of make your way to the tavern, and are you going into the tavern area, or are you going into the home area first?
Pretty sure I had a few back ways into the house, side entrances and such that I'll probably be using.
I believe you left before the renovations were fully completed.
I did, yes.
I mean, you could go in through a window if you want to try that.
I'm pretty sure that's exactly what he meant by back entrance.
Yeah.
So I guess you kind of go to the alleyway behind, and you just kind of I think there's one in the second story, so I think you. Is there a particular method that you have for getting in? You have set up?
Assuming it wasn't so damaged or removed, the window should be able. And essentially just, the old claws on the glass, small circle, tap it through.
All right. So you kind of.
I did this on the old before the renovation, so I don't know if they've replaced the window that I previously essentially made into a makeshift back door.
You could also just say that you have a wedge you use to wedge open the window to climb in through.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, we go with that.
I'm assuming I did this just on my room, though. It wouldn't be on anyone else's.
Your window is actually facing the street. I would say probably a good window to do this with would have been the window in the hall, down there. Everybody's on the roll 20. Because that would be facing the alleyway. The alley in the alley. Yeah. You're able to pretty easily get into your room from there. Just up the stairs and kind of then you're right near the door.
Is my door locked?
I will leave that to Cordelia and Celia. What have you done with Athronis's room since he has left?
Left it alone.
Anybody?
Yeah, it is 100% untouched, except for the occasional going in there to tidy it up, make sure there's no dust around.
Occasional cleaning. All right.
Oh, did you actually clean it though? Because he was a bit of a slob.
No, it's exactly as
cleaning...
you left it, but just a quick dusting.
No dust.
Okay, so the organized chaos is still there.
It is still there.
Just the way you left it.
All right,
Except
then I step in.
One of the suits is ruffled in a slightly different way.
Oh, that's gonna irk him all day until he gets that fixed.
That was Sam. So yeah, you were able to get yourself set up pretty succinctly.
Oh yeah, just a quick replay of how the last time he was in here, what he was doing, what was going through his head. Just a cavalcade of, some memories. And then he is probably also going to take his own bath.
All right. So Celia, I think you actually Athronis make a stealth check at advantage, and Celia make a perception check at disadvantage, since you are currently in a bath. And I don't think expecting him to sneak in like this.
That is a whole 11.
11.
So that's a 10 on my end.
With advantage?
So yeah. It wasn't the whole. Okay, so here's the thing with my door. I left it semi-locked, so I kind of had a quick shoulder bump to get it loose.
Yep, that'll do it.
Yeah, and I didn't close it. I just put all the stuff. Quick reorganizing of the chaos, and then I went to go take that. That would be about it. I'm not trying to be quiet about this. I just didn't want to be seen entering.
Yeah. Want to be stealthy from the outside, not from the inside.
Exactly. What do I have to hide?
What do you have to hide?
Plenty. Just, not telling them that.
So yeah, I think Celia, it's probably you feel like I think you just kind of take note. It's like some like shifting like floorboards kind of in the room across from you. It's like, was that like Chanza or did Cordelia come back? I don't know.
Sam, I swear to God, if you're in there again.
And then I think, like you.
So you stumbled in him last time. He was like wearing those suits, and it was like the kids wearing the full adult suits, just pretending to be people.
I think you like turn off your. I guess is it a shower or a bath?
It would have been a bath.
Okay. Like you notice the water starts running. It's like, but I'm in the bathroom. Okay, somebody's using the other bathroom. That's up to you
Nyla, I
all,
swear.
She snuck back in to take a bath. She got kicked out from the new place she was in. That may have happened.
I gotta admit,
like once or twice.
ours, because how many private ones are there? Because I think only you and me got those, like as private one. The other ones are shared.
Yep.
As soon as I was gone, it's like she immediately claimed it.
Weirdly, the Celia's bath is actually like it has an outside door, so I think it is like the communal bath generally considered. I don't know if she lets anybody else use it. Yeah.
It's just permanently locked with just a no sign on the outside.
Yep.
Actually, that is a retcon then. There's probably like kind of a path that had been cleared between the door to your room and the bath in there.
Oh yeah, more than likely.
Yeah, so people have
probably.
You do notice actually, the bath is. The bedroom is relatively the same other than that change, but the bath, like people have like their toothbrush. They've got like you see this like soap that is like supposed to help with. I was gonna say it's branded. It probably don't have branded soap, but like a nice soap that you. I guess you wouldn't recognize for Chanza, but
none of it. Yeah, no. I'm looking like there's a small box in the corner. That's where all the stuff I left in here was, which was just the basic guy stuff.
Yes.
And a few like incense of like oaky wooden smoke.
3-in-1 bath wash. What a steal!
Oh yeah, no, it's all the combined stuff. I don't know who else has like a shelf full of 9 different things for one person.
But no, it seems, and particularly since this is also, Celia is hogging the larger bathroom, so everybody else has been squeezed into the smaller one.
Yeah, so someone can like grab the small one, or they can go for the shared one. Have fun.
Yep.
But there is like velvet smoke, or there's the smell of velvet in the room now.
You see, in the bath, there's a little bit of long yellow hair, kind of in the drain. That can probably deduce is from one Cordelia Barman.
Well, he's gonna clean the bath before he uses it, then. So like a minute or two.
Not a ton, but a bit. So yeah, you are able to get your bath going, and Celia, you note water's running in the other bath.
Oh, someone's in the bath. Probably Cordelia.
Probably realized it wasn't a good idea to go running off on her own.
Yeah, she got tired. Her little legs only took her so far. She's in the bath.
Little legs. Powerful little legs. Picking up again with Cordelia, because I think you guys are probably taking your baths, and Celia, you're probably going to be wrapping up shortly, but kind of pick up with that either in a little bit or next time. We'll see. Cordelia, You
I have
looking...
a plan, believe it or not.
Oh?
Yes.
Oh, she's going to go through with this. Cool. Do you have a backup character by chance?
No, even better. I'm going to be smart about this.
Oh?
Uh-huh. So I'm gonna get out that piece of paper that Silas gave me, and I want to write down a note like, Mama, this is Cordelia. If you're safe, tell me the name of my pet cow or something like that.
Pet cow.
Mhm.
Basically, we can just kind of simplify it. And if you want to like write this between sessions, that's up to you. The specifics,
But yeah, something like that generally.
but something generally like to try and like confirm her identity as well.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And yeah, roll an Arcana check real quick. I know that's not your strong suit, but go ahead and give it a shot.
Is anything really my strong suit other than attitude? Oh, that is a nat 20! Holy.
Nice.
Okay, but -1, that's a 19, but as a...
That's still nat 20.
Okay.
I mean, nat 20s, you know, they're only going to get you as far as they can get you, but it's also literally as good as you can possibly get.
Mm-hmm.
So I think with that, you don't necessarily recognize the sigil, though or like the exact incantation, though, excuse me, you do recognize that it is, again, similar to the paper birds, but like a bit more complex and a bit larger. They have about the same proportional space as you did with the smaller paper birds.
Mm-hmm.
So you also have more space to write, and you can keep that in mind with whatever note you write later, if you write any.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of intuit, though, that kind of this seems like something that's significantly less common and probably decently expensive, but it seems like the paper birds, they're specifically inside or in the like nearby area around the city is where they're able to send messages, like around the distance that they're able to send. You're not entirely certain how it all functions, whether it's like they could go anywhere in the city or if it's like a certain distance. This one, though, it almost certainly is, it can go much farther. With a longer message, go farther. You're not entirely certain how far, but it does seem that would be, it would be able to make it to Phandalin, and probably you would assume then some.
Mm-hmm.
So you're confident that this will get you, or get the message to where it's supposed to be going.
Yeah.
Assuming no outside interference.
Exactly.
I think actually along with that, you do kind of like also intuit. This doesn't seem like it's been like sabotaged, so that it's gonna like fly off into the distance and then like burn up or anything.
Yeah, because my second thought was going to be to follow it and see if it, 1, goes into this manor here, and then 2, see where it goes, if not to the manor.
Okay. So are you letting this thing fly?
Yep, letting her fly. I'm ready to
Alright.
jump if needs be.
So this page, kind of similar to the other ones, it folds up. Instead of like a origami paper bird, it still looks origami-esque, but it's like it looks more realistic, almost like a hawk or a falcon of some kind.
Ooh.
And it kind of it folds up in your hand actually, and it kind of like looks at you a moment and kind of like pulls its wings up and like launches itself into the sky. So it is starting its flight, and you do actually see it is making its way I don't know if you know, like, you don't have like a map or anything in front of you, but it is making its way north, roughly where you would assume the direction Phandalin would be.
Okay.
Do you wish to try to follow it?
Yeah,
is
let's
going-
follow it.
Okay.
If it takes me to the edge of the city and like heads out of the city, then I'll know maybe that I can send a message to Phandalin. But if it stops somewhere within the city, then well, I'll know that it's within the city.
Yeah. Let's see. Sorry, checking with the. I'm gonna say, because you're trying to like race this thing down. It's pretty decently fast.
Mm-hmm.
You're going. Go ahead and roll. Let's say an athletics check to see how easily you can keep up. And I'm gonna go with history or survival. I'll say to like navigate the city in the most efficient way to keep up with it.
All right, athletics. Not gonna lie, that is 19 plus 2. That's 21, and then history.
Nice.
History or what was my other option? I'm sorry.
History
Survival?
or survival. Yes.
History or survival.
I'm ruling just that as navigation
12.
either memory or. Okay. I think with a 21 and a 12, yeah, I'd say you're able to keep up. It definitely is getting farther and farther away as you are kind of racing through the city, navigating.
Mm-hmm.
Because, it's going as the bird flies, and you gotta navigate the streets. But I think as you're as you kind of make your way through, you do notice that yes, it is going up through the city. I think I'll give you the option. You kind of race north through the city, and you realize that there's a gate that you would get stopped at if you were just going to try and like run out. I'll give you the option. You can get to. There's a building that like is kind of like terrace that you're able to kind of like jump and climb up. I'll say with the 21 that you got, you're able to kind of get up. It's not going super high, but it's like you're kind of able to get on top of like a fairly small building. You're able to kind of see it fly out of the city and kind of off into the distance.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So they're in Phandalin still. Interesting. Well then.
All right. What would you like to do now?
Sigh in bewilderment, confusion, but also maybe a little relief.
Not certain what is going on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, her dad, if she and her family are even a concern to Silas anymore at this point, and their wealth, if he doesn't already have it in his pocket. I mean, her dad was trying to make deals or talk to one of the noble families at the High Harvestad party. And
Just
is that the bigger
kind of,
fish? Is that the bigger
just
fish
to
he's
kind of-
referring to? Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah. This is all kind of racing through your head. Just to kind of remind you of kind of where your father's situation is.
Mm-hmm.
He was asking around, and he actually did find some like a family that is like kind of philanthropists. That's the word.
Mm-hmm.
That are kind of offering to kind of guide him and kind of get him going on this.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a bit of a process since ever since he left. It was, I think, like a month or so, or like a couple of weeks after he got there is that he met them, and he's like still like in talks with them, and you're not entirely certain like how quickly this is supposed to move. So that could be pretty quick. It could be taking a really long time. You're not entirely certain.
Mhm.
But he is in talks and with somebody.
Yeah.
You met
Hmm.
them at the party, the Castellanters, and you
Yes.
also met up with them. But yeah.
Okay. Well,
Don't know.
There's
is
that
bigger
adventure.
fish to fry? Is he going after the gold in the city? Perhaps you don't know.
hmm
There's some other fish that he's frying. Is he frying literal fish? Has he gone
Wouldn't it be
into the
funny
sea?
if he was just like taking one of those Tinder bro photo shoots with like the biggest fish that he could? Like him and his cronies, that's just what they're up to.
God, I could totally see them doing that.
Oh goodness.
Silas posing with a giant fish that he caught.
Yeah.
It is canon that they are like currently eating fish in that place. Like, regardless of what else is going on, they are currently eating fish.
Wonderful.
Fish that they caught themselves.
hmm Well then,
Anyway,
I guess I'll head back to Troll Skull. I mean, there's not a whole lot else I can do with this information other than hopefully get a reply.
yeah. All right. Well, you're kind of making your way back. Is there anything that you're looking to do on your way back, or are you just kind of contemplative?
I'm just having an Eponine from Les Mis moment here as I walk home. No, I'm kidding, but no, just being contemplative while walking home. That's all.
Maybe having to grapple with the fact that Silas has moved on to something, and is that good? Is that worse? Is that terrible? You're not entirely certain.
Mm-hmm.
Let me roll some random encounters, see if you meet up with anybody. Okay. Sorry, I have a page up that... That's not it. Yeah, that's it. If it wants to zoom in. See, sorry. I'm
You're fine.
a bit longer here than I was thinking. I think you kind of see kind of wandering a bit through the actually no. Okay, I got something. I think you're getting pretty close to the manor when you kind of a bit a ways away, but you see a figure that you had met before. I don't think you've interacted with him all that much. I will post his art again in the art channel. You see him kind of like peering at the outside of the building, and he's just kind of examining what is going on. Some kind of business, you're not entirely certain. But you do recognize him as he is another resident of Trollskull Manor.
Yeah, was he a detective?
He was a private eye.
Right. And I asked him to keep an eye out or something.
I would assume
Yeah.
that probably come up in passing. I think, yeah, there may have been a bit of a discussion when you first arrived in Trollskull Alley, but it's been probably the full month and a half, but since you've last spoken with him. And if you want to speak with him, that's fair. If you do not, that is also totally fair.
Well, no, that he's a private eye. If I'm just passing him by, I should probably give him the evening. Got any good cases lately?
Work's been busy, I suppose.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Suppose it depends on the way you look at it.
Good for me, bad for people that need my services.
Very true.
Speaking of which, any bit curious of what your take is on what's happened today. He kind of like gestures down the road a bit to the manor, or to Truskull Alley in general.
Mm-hmm. I only wish I knew. I've heard little bits and pieces of sightings or people, but none of it really comes together in any meaningful way for me to connect the dots.
Well, if you don't mind me asking, and he had a notepad out that he was kind of like taking notes about, and he kind of like puts it at ease, kind of to speak a bit.
Mm-hmm.
Said you had a few bits of information. What you have? Don't mind me asking. Maybe I can help you put something together.
There was some gal shouting about how she saw a puppet and oh, let's see now.
Puppet.
Well, a friend of mine found some kind of accessory. I didn't get to take a quick look at it, but there was that, and
the woman screaming, I remember her. I believe she was in the alley for a job as well. She's making use of my services. We'll leave it at that.
oh, really?
Specifics are confidential, but I can share that much.
Oh, well, there's that. I'm honestly forgetting any other details that have happened so far. I'm sorry, I'm terrible. I haven't been taking my notes.
He will kind of perk up. There was a puppet sighting, it sounds like. She was sharing. Actually, no, I heard her. She was pretty adamant about that.
Yes.
Let me roll for something. See what he would know. I think I've had you guys roll in the past, but I don't think you guys. Puppet. She put it, man-like puppet without a string, something along those lines.
Yes.
I don't get out much for social visits, but sounds familiar. Maybe somebody's heard of it? Something like that?
Maybe.
Maybe somebody might know. That's what most of this is, following up on leads, seeing where the facts take you, and sometimes it's things you don't expect. People don't turn out the way you think they will. The truth is, oftentimes, not what it may seem at first. But I don't mean to get all poetic or dramatic, or invade your privacy.
Oh, you're fine. I mean, it's sort of what you do. Get into people's business, though they usually pay you to get into their business.
Yeah, no, when there's a client, that's different. But are you planning on doing anything about any of this? Just rebuilding, setting up shop again?
Well, rebuilding, and well, I look forward to hearing about the investigation, reading about it in the papers and whatnot about what happened.
I may be so bold. It did seem like curiosity got the better of me, and I took a bit of a look. But this entire thing happened right in front of your tavern, and he kind of like points at you as he says that.
Mm-hmm. And?
My, call it what you will, a deductive sense. That doesn't happen just on accident. There's a reason for that.
Well, I have my thoughts on who might target us, but that's just my problem, personally, and it doesn't really affect, well, my friends, my business associates, as it were. They don't have any part in it, so I don't think it was my personal adversary, at least.
That was the I didn't see that one, but I heard about a fellow who you were pointing a gun at.
Yes.
Rifle. I take it that's who you're referring to.
Yes.
Is that the Duncan fellow you had mentioned to me shortly after we met?
The one and only.
Don't know his deal, other than what you've told me. So I can't speak to him. But there are a lot of people with agendas right now. Well, there's always people with agendas, but particularly dangerous people right now. Just keep an ear out, and hopefully something like this won't happen again.
Certainly will.
Certainly will happen again, or you certainly will keep an ear out.
No, I'll certainly keep an ear out.
That's what I figured you were saying, because I don't think you would have said this is going to happen again so cheerily. I'm not great at reading the room at times.
Then why are you a detective?
No, I'm pretty good at telling when people are lying, what their MOs are. It's just the social cues.
Oh. Sounds like something you ought to study for what you do.
Not a bad idea.
People watching, that's a good thing to do. Once we get fixed up here again, then maybe you can sit in for a spell.
Perhaps. Wouldn't mind seeing the goings-on of your tavern. Quite the interesting place you've got set up. But anyway. I'm about to get into some work here, so... But if you have a question and you drop by, you know where to find me, and I'll know where to find you if I have something for you.
Thank you.
So you are good to... do you, like, stick around and examine, or do you head back?
Nope, I'll just head back to the tavern.
Alright.
Listen for the squeaking of springs and congratulate Celia Nothranus.
Oh God.
I'm kidding.
Man.
Like 70% kidding.
She walks in and goes, "What is that smell?"
It's weird because she says that, but we're both behind her, like outside. We just both got back from somewhere else. We said we were going on a walk. We said we were going on a walk. What are you talking about?
Yeah, what? We're right here.
Yeah. So we're going to pick up a bit before kind of Cordelia arrives. And Celia, I think you are able to, you are finishing up your bath and you're kind of getting settled again. And there's this other person in the other bath. You're not entirely certain who. The others seem to still be downstairs. Chanza, I think when you left her, she was still kind of looking out for Zam, who still had not woken up.
I'm gonna assume who the person in the bathroom is Cordelia, because I'm not looking in. I don't want to see Cordelia bathing. That's not a hard pass.
Not your
on that.
vibe?
No. So
It's not worth the scolding.
it's not. I'm pretty sure she
Oh,
bathes
this-
with her gun. Then it's just extra dangerous for me.
Yeah, finger on the trigger, aimed at the door, waiting for Silas
Exactly.
Duncan to walk through.
Yeah, it's just no good. I'm just gonna leave Cordelia to her bath and head downstairs and look for Chanza.
All right. Let me just roll for John. Because no, she would not have noticed. Neither would Liv. Yeah, same.
And it would have been funny if they're the ones who screamed, and like, who the fuck is this?
Where the fuck
Oh.
are you? They still haven't met Chanza yet.
Nope.
Or not properly, at least.
Yeah. That'll be interesting. But yeah, she's gonna go over to Chanza, who I'm assuming is still tending to Zam.
Yeah. You see, at this point, she's actually like got like a towel that it looks like a wet towel that she's like using to kind of cool Sam's head. And she's like got him like positioned. He's on like a table at this point. It's like a normal sized table, but he's able to like just kind of comfortably fit on it since he's a little guy. Actually, you know what? She's probably got him on the bar. Got his head propped up. No, feet propped up, I think is what you do with this condition. And she is tending to Zan and says, Celia, how are you doing after today's incidents?
Better than you would imagine.
I didn't pick up on everything, but I did recognize that Othranos fellow from what you had shared with me. Am I correct in this?
Yeah, that was him.
Well, it seems like you are doing good. How is
For now, I asked him to move back in, and he agreed. Surprisingly.
Surprisingly indeed. Never know what to expect, it sounds like. But hopefully this is the start of a fresh start for the two of you.
We'll see. I am still expecting him to not show up and leave a note again. But I guess we'll wait and see.
Well, hold that hope. You've taken a chance, and you know what the best case scenario is and the worst case scenario is, given the circumstance.
Yeah, I will try to stay positive.
Have you seen Cordelia in a bit after that incident with the man? I was uncertain of what her state is.
Oh, I thought she was bathing. Someone was in the restroom. Was that not her?
I haven't been upstairs in a bit.
That may be Cordelia then.
Okay.
I don't want to risk walking in on that, so we'll just
That-
assume.
I had a close encounter a few weeks ago, and that was closer than I would have hoped. The details are not important, but yes.
She will chuckle a little. Did you?
It's too bad you can't send Zam or the ghost.
Nope.
I mean, you could do this ghost, but I don't think Liv is all that enthusiastic about that prospect.
Do you want to go in on a girl bathing Liv? Just to make sure it's her.
No, just
Check
go
with
into the
who's
room
in
and just talk. You don't. Nobody needs to step into the actual bathing room. Just go into the other room and just knock. Everybody assumes you have to barge in.
Literally just floats up to the floor above and just like peers his head in. What's
Just
going
Mirio
on?
style.
Yep.
Ah, terrifying.
Hey, how's it going?
Celia will offer to help care for Zam, though.
Thank you. I'm a little concerned for him. He should have woken up by now. He's stable, but I don't know what his condition is exactly.
Is there anything I could do to help? You know, I'm not really good with the healing anything part of this.
He should eat something. I'm going to leave this to you, and I'm going to prepare something for him that he can drink, and so he could be sustained. I respectfully, I will not leave the cooking to you.
She opens her mouth as if she's going to argue back, but then nods. That's probably wise. She'll take the towel from Jansa.
She gives you kind of a few instructions on kind of what to do, and it's mostly just kind of holding this to him. You actually kind of feel his forehead. He does seem to have like some kind of fever. You're not entirely certain. He still seems out of it in some way.
Interesting.
Chansa makes her way into the kitchen and begins preparing soup, broth. Not entirely certain at the moment, but she starts preparing something.
Good soup.
Celia will start wiping down Zam's forehead while starting to talk to him.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Zam. I know you and I aren't on the best terms, but I need you to wake up. Not for me, but everyone else. I don't know what they would do if you didn't wake up. That's not something I can fix.
Not all that easily, at least. You kind of hear, like, because he's definitely alive because he's like kind of stirring, but he's kind of like murmuring and like kind of like shifting, kind of in this sort of state that he's in. You kind of hear him go.
Celia immediately thinks that she messed up and curses and withdraws.
No. You saw
Her-
Chansa doing, like, this
Yeah.
is happening when Chansa, but you're still just like withdrawing. Like,
Yep.
oh no,
Shit.
I fucked up.
I fucked up. Shit.
Are
I
you like
subconsciously
dropping
hurt him. Oh no.
Are you like dropping his head or something on the counter?
No, it won't be like that, but she will pull the towel back.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Is everything all right in there?
Yeah, we're fine.
Liff like pokes his head up through the bar, like not where Zam is, but kind of like a little bit further down. It's like, you sure you're good? You don't seem good.
Listen, I've never had to take care of someone before. This is new to me. Am I doing this right?
Oh, bless her heart.
Listen, you're kind of talking to the wrong guy. I never got that either. got that far either.
Lived for how long? Or okay, that's the wrong wording.
Yeah, he does like he raises his eyebrow at that.
You've existed?
You've been here for how long? Surely you must have some sort of life experience. Oh, no, wrong wording.
Listen, I was a bachelor, eligible bachelor for my life, and then in my death, the closest I got to taking care of kids was the orphanage that this building was for a bit that was actually run by a hag, and that didn't go on.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think I'll be taking advice from you anytime soon.
That's fair.
No offense.
Listen, not all the kids died. That's something.
Well, hopefully this one doesn't either. Oh, that sounded dark.
Yeah. Probably not the best start to this. Probably just keep the towel on his head.
Yeah.
I mean, he was murmuring like that before, but...
Oh, okay, so that's normal. He normally does.
I mean, not normally, because normally he's not in a catatonic state, but...
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
And she'll go back to toweling off Zam.
I think next we're going to pick up with Othronus. You are kind of wrapping up your bath. And I think as you're kind of coming out, you kind of notice that it seems empty up here.
Alright, seems normal to me.
You smell a broth of some kind. Maybe like a chicken broth. Coming from downstairs.
Alright, I guess I'll finish up what I was doing. Check through some old suits, but on one of my old classics.
Doing some organizing.
Well, no, because when he left, he was wearing the thing he was wearing for the party. So the original suit and combo was here.
Alright.
Right.
So you're back
So
in your
the original one is going back in, yeah.
comics.
Day one stuff.
The OG.
Everything but the hat. That should still be with Zam.
Right. Actually, Celia, I will comment that is kind of a little bit farther down on the counter. That is still near Zam, but obviously he's not wearing it laying down.
Yeah, fair.
I mean, you could put it on his face, but I don't think that's going to help.
I don't think that would help. She's just gonna follow Chanza's instructions as best as she could and hope she doesn't kill this child.
Don't kill the child.
Oh god, don't put that out there. We don't have enough luck for that not to be a possibility.
She is trying her hardest, which is either going to be really good or really bad for Zam.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm coming back downstairs. No hats, so you can actually see the freshly dried hair and horns. The hat did a lot to cover up just how odd that look is.
Probably within the time frame. Like, Celia, your hair is like finishing drying at this point, and like Othronus, your hair is still probably not like sopping wet, but it's definitely.
Oh, I
it's
imagine.
Yeah, you can clearly tell. Yeah.
Magic hair dryer.
I
with
don't.
Station.
Yep.
Yeah, no, the wizard thing. Just fuck the wizard thing.
That's fair. That's fair.
What
Your
hair?
thing.
I don't think so.
Nuh-uh.
See, that thing happens almost automatically.
Yeah.
It's like this. She whips her head and it's just gone.
You know, that's a good point and it's just something that escaped my mind at the moment. Like, yeah, wizards, who needs a towel when you could literally just like wave your hand
Try.
and they say a magic word and you're dry.
And like, by the time they step out of the bath to put on their clothes or whatever they're going to do, they're already like dried off and pristine.
Oh. Sorry.
Yeah.
But yeah.
None of that morning bedhead or like hours of none of that. It's instant.
Well, can they make something damp as well? Because if so, then like could they like wash like prestidigitate like soapy water on their skin, clean themselves, and then prestidigitate it off?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't.
That
You
count?
just
I assume
instantly
someone
clean
has like
something, so-
soap or like a hand sanitizer version of this.
God, they mark it for this.
There has to have been a neat freak wizard at some point.
This is part of like why
Or
I
no,
wanna, like
germaphobe wizard. Sorry.
well, that's a good character concept in general as well. That could be fun. I cast prestidigitation on everything.
I have an item where like the first thing I ever made was a magical item that prestidigitationed every round on me to just disinfect. I'm living in a constant 5-foot bubble of disinfecting magic.
Now the question is, would that like compromise their immune system and like make it very weak? So like if something was able to bypass it.
If they had to do this themselves, then I assume they had years of like building up a decent immune system before like they went completely zero contact. But if not, they've been in the bubble. Any cough is going to kill them.
Yeah, they're gonna die.
That constitution is likely negative.
No, that's a fun character concept.
Oh God.
The squishiest wizard.
How squishy can you make them until they just die when they sneeze?
Yeah. Let's find out.
I mean,
was a character concept that I heard from somebody where you just get your constitution as low as it can go, and then like every time you level up, granted this isn't how like the actual like rules work, but, like the idea is like if you roll for your hit points, and then if you have like a -2 or 3 or even lower, you could potentially lose hit points every time you level up and eventually just die because you run out of hit points.
yeah, it's true.
Not how most people would actually rule that, because typically I think it's like you gain a
The wizard and sorcerers are D6s, and if you hit those negative like 2s or 3s, if you don't roll above a 3, you're either breaking even or hitting negatives.
Yeah. I mean, if you have a -4, like you're not gaining any hit points when you level up. If you're doing averages.
You want to risk the roll, then you're just there.
Weird character concept.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. No. Go ahead. I'm coming downstairs to check out what's that good smelling. Is it chicken?
Soup.
Soup. Whatever this soup is, that smells delicious.
So Celia, I think you're just kind of standing behind the bar and kind of like maybe chatting with Lif a bit as you're kind of holding this damp towel.
Yeah. It's definitely a lot of back and forth of, am I doing this right? I don't know what right is. Well, hopefully he doesn't die.
Hopefully I don't kill him as you move the towel lower
Now,
on his face.
Is she saying this out loud?
Yes.
Is my question. Is she saying this out loud? Okay.
Yeah,
My
her
response is
and
I'm
Liv
coming
talking.
down the stairs with like the cigar in his hand. Well, wrong, so just keep doing it until you're not doing that.
She will jump at the sound of his voice.
What the fuck?
What? Where did you come from?
Well, about a couple, let's say 2-3 decades ago, there was this knight, and they
Never
happened to live
Never mind.
across.
I should have known better than to ask.
You should know what to ask.
When a daddy tiefling and a mommy tiefling love each other very
much.
How long have you been here?
I won't do it twice. Just be more specific. 'Cause I've been here all my life.
When did you get to Troll Skull Manor again? Today. I don't know how to phrase this. You know what I mean.
I do,
think
but this is fun. This is fun.
Could I suggest something? Lif asks.
Go ahead,
When did you move back in?
That one. Perfect.
You seem like you've made yourself quite comfortable if you kind of gestures at his wet hair. Damp hair. Does he walk in with like a towel on his head?
No, actually, he's fully on in his suit, but his hair is still visibly wet, and the cigar is about halfway through.
That's fair. I assume the one of the lavender cigars.
Yeah, that's why the room would have been smelling of lavender.
Purple flavored.
Yeah, forget that Sunny D. It's all about that purple stuff.
Athronis lifts physical. You can see him now. This is what he looks like.
Yeah, I guess we didn't cover that last time.
No, but it's good to see you.
Clever. Yeah, it's been a while. How have you been? Run out often?
We got around.
Fair enough, I suppose. Plan on staying, or you're still finicky on if you're gonna stick?
We'll see in the future, I think.
Okay. I think. Let me actually roll to see what's happening.
At that comment, Celia noticeably grimaces.
Okay. So I think this is around the time that Cordelia, you are coming back. I don't know if you're planning on going to the house. I will say, assuming that you guys are having lights on, I think it's actually getting to be like early evening at this point. Just because, damn it, I'm not going to have a repeat of that one day.
Yeah. Sounds good.
Oh damn! I just realized I gave. I would have. I forgot to put that last part in the answer.
Oh.
No, he whispered something at the end of the last thing he said, so I don't. I wouldn't know if anyone heard it or not.
I will also add, it's early evening, so like the sun is starting to set, and with your newly opened aerated walls, sun is
Bar's
definitely
not
beaming
opening
in.
today. Bar's closed for the night.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's closed now.
I assume someone hung it up a close sign.
Yeah. Would I need to roll to hear what Athronis whispered? Because Celia would be listening.
Yeah. I mean, well, what did he specifically? I didn't catch what he said. So, Athronis?
No, I'm saying I whispered something, but if someone's trying to listen in, I don't know what that kind of. We don't have a listen check anymore in this edition.
Perception, I'd say.
Okay, that's not terrible. That is a 16.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely enough. Isn't going to do anything too sneaky with it. He does whisper under his breath. I have a reason to stay now.
out of game. I'm not certain whether to consider that cute or it's like you didn't have one before. But no, fair enough.
Honestly, no. When you think about it,
Fair.
like what kept us not so much together, but just in town.
All different things.
Yeah, all different things, but nothing that necessarily needed us to stay like in the same place.
Fair enough. This is a bit of a fresh start. But yeah, Cordelia kind of, I think as he's whispering under his breath, and Celia, I don't know if you're making it obvious that you heard that or if you're just being fairly subtle. But Cordelia, you are kind of walking in as that, like shortly after that interaction has happened. Oh yeah, I was saying newly opened walls, you can see that they are sitting in there if you're kind of looking in through these broken windows.
Okay. Yeah, I'll be coming back at about this time. And just wordlessly join them at the table with their chicken noodle soup or whatever they're doing.
Soup's not quite ready yet, but
Not ready. It smells good, but I think we're all just worrying about Zam and booze.
Mm. Two very even worries.
Does Cordelia say anything to Athronis?
No. She just kind of walks in, sits down.
That'll definitely catch her attention.
who is this person? What has she done with Cordelia? Sorry.
Cordelia, is everything okay?
I suppose as okay as I can guess.
Are you feeling? Did you like catch a cold or something on your walk out? You
No.
I thought you would have said something to Orthronus here.
But I figured y'all were in the middle of something. I didn't want to interrupt. You two, at least. And she gives a little glance. I know what y'all are up to. Y'all are Twitter-pated.
Now kiss.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if this is the right time for that, considering the company we're with. And she'll motion to Lif and Zam.
Yeah, I don't know if Cordelia had processed that before, but Sam is kind of on the bar here.
Oh, okay.
Still passed out. But not fully, again, it's a little bit of a weird, he's not fully passed out, but he is not doing great.
She's just gonna pat his head like a nice kitty cat. Little scalp massage never hurt nobody.
Oh, here, do you want to take over towel duty? And she'll hand the towel over to Cordelia.
Will do. This will give you two more time to talk.
Zam kind of makes a yeah kind of noise.
Exactly, Zam.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, what do you say, Athronis? You do owe me a walk.
I do at that, and I do turn to the one person I have not yet been formally introduced to.
Chances in the kitchen. Let me roll to see how she's doing, if she's getting close to being done, or if she's still got a bit to go.
Has she been kidnapped? Did she get kidnapped and we didn't even notice?
No. Don't do this.
You actually didn't notice. She's actually catatonic on the floor with a knife in her back.
Oh, no.
So that walk, we're gonna have to, we're finding somebody at the end of it.
So that, do you still have that artifact with the fireballs on them? I'm gonna need that back.
Did we clarify? Did you sell that? Oh, no. I think he didn't want to... Oh, yeah. He was going to look to leave, but he didn't...
Looking to leave the or something like that would have gotten, but I kept it.
Gotcha. nothing firm yet, but he's gonna
Yeah.
let you know if somebody's interested.
I'm interested in it.
It is a dangerous thing to give, a party of third level adventurers. Was it? I think
Oh,
it
you
was
mean like
2 or 3.
Yeah, we're-
anybody? Any one of these could kill us because it's a
Yeah.
fireball.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's fine.
It's
I
fine.
love.
Listen, if something happens to Chanza, it's fine. Whatever happens will happen.
The city burns.
Whatever happens will happen.
I will let you know. It's probably going to take more than 2 fireballs to burn this city.
But it's a start.
It is a start.
Now, here's the fun thing people don't know. Very common items like oils and such and other things can be mixed in pretty simple, and they make great accelerants.
Yes.
But yeah, you just put that in a mixture with like kerosene, napalm, and like oil and various other flammable substances.
Yep.
And throw
All
that
you really-
all in like a
So,
napalm
if
fire.
you wrangle like 2 or 3 of those Griffin Riders to just like sprinkler this stuff on the roofs of like houses as they fly by, and then just spark them up each.
Yep.
Now, getting them to agree to that may be a bit tricky, but there's other ways.
Yeah, I mean, all you really need is just point it one way, poke it, and then let it fly away, or scare it.
Anyways, Chanza's
Yeah, no,
fine,
back to-
right?
Yeah, she's fine. She's
No,
just
I
master chef.
very much kidding. Chanza actually at this point walks in with, I think, a pot that she kind of sets down on the other end of the counter, and like also kind of pulls out bowls and actually kind of looks over and sees Othronis and kind of pauses for a moment, and she walks back into the kitchen. And emerges a moment later with another bowl and set of spoons. It's like, well, I'm glad I made enough then. And she'll actually like strain out from one bowl, strain out some of the broth. She has made a like chicken veggie, basically a chicken noodle soup. And she's straining the actual like the meat, the veggies out so that she can just give the broth to Zan. But also encourages, by all means, it's a recipe that I have not a ton of experience with, but I heard does help with the healing process when someone is sick.
You know what's good, Miss Challenza. And Cordelia will take the cup and gotta prop Zam up and get some.
Yeah.
in his mouth.
Let him eat some.
Get some food in his
Mhm.
tongue. He can recover.
Sustenance, live.
To smell quite good. Unfortunately, our resident chef has been a bit, under the weather. So I did the best I could given the circumstances. And just also as recap, Zam has actually been taking on the role of the cook pretty well. You guys have workers that also fill in that do help as well, but he's kind of the lead at the moment. We're just not getting into them a ton because I don't want to
That's fine.
get that kind of then.
If they get screen time, then we need to pay them.
They have to get a raise if they get a name, and that's not in the budget. So, yeah, she is. Yeah, it sounds like she kind of passes that to Cordelia, and Cordelia starts feeding. She starts kind of getting more bowls ready. It looks like not straining it this time, and she actually starts passing them out to the rest of you. I don't believe we have met properly.
Not officially, don't believe. Or
And a busy
Thornish.
day. Shanza, I have heard much about you.
Indeed.
And she kind of like leans in a bit, like kind of like leans into you to the sides, like, don't go breaking their hearts again.
I'm sorry, that cut out for me. I assume it was threatening.
The tone may be considered threatening. That is kind of up to your perception of it. But she kind of like leans in and kind of whispers, trying to not be audible to the others. Don't go breaking their hearts again. But she kind of leans back and continues serving this soup. Everybody there?
Delightful.
I cut it out. Oh yeah.
He just in his head muttering, "Third time's a charm," they said.
Yeah. I don't know if you give her a look over, but you do actually, I think, recognize in particular, she does have this holy symbol of Illustrehi that you had gotten for Celia. It's not the same like item, but it's a similar symbol.
I duly note that.
So I think I'll probably get to eaten.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna.
Yeah, I was gonna ask. Did you want to eat or do the walk first? Because I think the food is now officially ready. I thought we were gonna walk and get back when it was finished.
Sorry if the timing didn't quite work out well. I can leave it warming on the pot if you wish to save it for later.
Oh, that's.
Work up an appetite.
She flashes Cordelia a look.
You two go on. We'll keep it.
What?
We'll keep it good on a simmer. It'll cook down even
That
more.
look is
Be
just-
even more delicious by the time you get back.
I imagine that look just says, "What chapter of the book are you on?"
Exactly. How do you know this?
She skipped to the middle.
Oh no, Cordelia.
Jumped right into the juicy bits.
Oh
Mhm.
god.
I don't have patience for exposition.
No, she read the little index and looked for a chapter title that looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go on that walk then.
Woo!
Take care, you two, then. And we'll be seeing you later.
Don't have too much fun. Actually, have too much fun. Y'all need it.
Could you maybe take it down a notch? They're self-conscious.
But why? Why do they need to be self-conscious about something that's so beautiful? Oh,
They don't need to be anything. They are what they are. And they're still figuring out what that means. We don't know that either.
Orthranis, we're walking.
That we are. We have gone and we have left.
Is he actually saying that? We have gone and we have left as he's opening the door.
I love
If
that.
that's the conversation that they hear in the background, yeah, that's what he tells Celia as they almost start to power walk out.
Yep.
Yep. And I think that's where we're gonna leave off.
Fair.
Cool.
Power walk exiting.
Oh god.
An awkward conversation with a mother figure.
Yeah.
Chance is lovely.
She's fallen into an interesting supplemental role in this group dynamic.
Mm-hmm.
I think that this went well. This was fun.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Thank you for hosting, Michael.
Yeah, absolutely. The Silas bit there. How do you deal with
yes.
that?
Oh, I'm always excited when he pops up, just because it's fun and I have no idea what he's doing, so I act accordingly.
That's fair, and hopefully that will be revealed. I mean, no, that will be revealed. I mean, you could again just kind of ignore any plotline related to it, and it just doesn't get revealed. But the plan is to have that be revealed.
Plan.
The plan.
Well, this was fun. I've gotta hop off here, guys, but you all have a lovely evening. I'll see you Wednesday.
Yeah.
See you
I
then.
also have to
Well,
hop off here.
have a good day.
I've
Night.
got everything ready, and y'all got your backups, right?
Absolutely. No, I don't, but I'll get one.
I mean, I can have a backup ready. You can kill her off at the beginning of the session. I can probably have another one by the end.
Yeah,
but
I can have one ready.
Look,
I don't aim to have her die.
I don't mean to either, but I don't know how you guys will proceed with this.
Honestly,
But
I
could be
do
fine.
need to discuss some things with you, Tyler, about what I do know and don't know about these people.
oh yeah, no.
Beautiful.
For that, there are only two of them that you would know, and I'll let you know about them.
Okay.
Oh, she knows two of them. Interesting.
I figured.
Well,
Actually,
she at least knows of them. Whether she knows them more personally, that's what we'll be like chit chatting about.